Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final part. This is part 8 of my Beatles singles. So we've done the Beatles, and we've done the foreign pressings, we've done John Lennon, we've done George Harrison and Ringo. So obviously this final part is going to be Paul McCartney and Paul McCartney and Wings. We had to wait till 1971 to get a single from Paul, by which time he had released his McCartney 1 LP and Ram. So, although this single I think did come out just before Ram, if I remember rightly. So it's Another Day, produced by Paul McCartney, and obviously written by Paul McCartney, and credited to Paul McCartney. So it's Northern Songs, but copyright also claimed by Maclen Music Limited, administrated by McCartney Music Inc. And on the B side, it was Oh Woman Oh Why. So that's the A side. That's the B side. Solid centre. Oh Woman Oh Why is quite strange because it has a gun going at certain times, isn't it? Good song. Another Day is like very reminiscent of Eleanor Rigby, but like an updated version of it. Every day she takes a towel to Washington. Good song. I think it got into the UK top 10 if I remember rightly. So that's the first one. Again, there might be a few duplicates, but just for completeness, I will show you them all. This is another version. Again, Another Day. Not bad nick actually, that one. It was actually a porcupine cut. There's engineers and stuff used to actually put things in the run-out grooves or the dead wax. Like sometimes you'll get HTM, Harry T. Moss, on Beatles ones. Sometimes on some of the John Lennon ones, you'll get Ronnie, Phil and Ronnie, meaning Phil Spector and Ronnie Spector. So yeah, same version. The only thing with that is somebody's actually put the initials just on there on that one. I don't know if you can see it. Original Apple sleeve as well. Company sleeve. What's that one? This is another version. No centre, no original centre. That says P-E-L-K-O, Palco. Catalogue number on these, by the way, is R5889. Can't remember if I said it or not. That's actually in nice condition as well. I think that's a reproduction sleeve because if you see that apple, it actually doesn't look the same as that one, does it? Very similar, but it's duller, isn't it? Doesn't matter. Still nice to have on. So another version of Another Day. This one's not in very good condition, to be honest. Very, very dusty. Again, in a reproduction sleeve. Then in the UK after that, we did have a single called The Backseat of My Car, which was taken from Ram. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of that. But in America, you got Uncle Albert, didn't you? Off them. So then we've got Wings. Mary Had a Little Lamb. And it is an update of Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow. And this is credited to McCartney and produced by the McCartneys, so I presume that means Paul and Linda wrote it. And on the B side, you have Little Woman Love, again, McCartney and McCartney. Nice label, though, something slightly different, isn't it? And that actually got into the UK top 10, I think. Not one of my favourite Paul McCartney songs, in all honesty. I think he did it at a protest because he'd done a song called Give Ireland Back to the Irish as well, which I haven't got. No, I don't. No, I haven't. And apparently that got banned. So that's why I did this one. And so the catalogue number on this one is R5949. We've got that one right. Yeah. So yeah, like I say, in 1971, after the release of Ram, Wings came into existence at the end of 1971, and the first album was called Wings Wildlife. That wasn't on it. They didn't release any singles from it. But in 1972, which is when that's from, they released 3 singles, but they didn't release an album. Yeah. So this is another one from 1972. And this is Sea Moon with Hi, Hi, Hi in the original Wings sleeve. So I can never work out which is the A side. I know usually they'll say it's Sea Moon. Oh, Sea Moon, is she? How come no one older than me ever seems to understand the things I want to do? But I actually think Hi, Hi, Hi was supposed to have been the original A side. But now it's usually Sea Moon, isn't it? Because Hi, Hi, Hi was, people took it to be for drugs, didn't they? What about drugs? Slight label damage there. But again, very little play by looks of it. In fact, it is in nice condition there. And the sleeve, like I say, the actual sleeve, although it's not a picture sleeve, you know, that is like what they'll call an Apple custom sleeve because it's got wings there. Probably worth about 15 quid with that sleeve on it. Got another version here. It's exactly the same, isn't it? Let's have a look. Yeah. So if you look at the actual matrix numbers, Hi 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 is 7YCE 21692, and then Sea Moon is 7YCE 21693. So Hi 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 would have been classed as the A side, but I think didn't they try and ban it? I'm sure they tried to ban it. Sea Moon again, lovely song. Oh, but they're both actually good songs. Hi 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 is a good song. We come get hi 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 in the middays. But high could mean anything, couldn't it? You know, you can get high on a can of Coke, can't you? Not necessarily about drugs, but in all honesty, I do think that song was about drugs. Now we've got another Wings song, although this is actually credited to Paul McCartney and Wings. My Love from the Red Rose Speedway LP. Again, a very, very underrated Wings album. Apple Record, Red Rose Speedway, McCartney Music Limited, ATV Music Limited. I think he wrote it for Linda, didn't he, My Love? Oh, 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 my love does it good. And on the back is The Mess, again, credited to Paul McCartney and Wings. Now, there is actually a rare UK version of this where it's credited not to Paul McCartney Wings, but to McCartney's Wings. And that is worth a few pound if you ever see it. Again, like I say, lovely song. I think it did get into the top 10 in the UK. If you ever get a chance to listen to the album, which it's from, Red Rose Speedway, very, very underrated Wings album. In one way, track for track, Red Rose Speedway is a stronger album than Band on the Run. I know that will probably be a bit of controversy, but that's just my opinion. And the B-side is the mess. No, the mess. Sorry. Excuse me. Again, probably worth about between £5 and £10. So between Roses Speedway and the release of Band on the Run, Paul McCartney and Wings actually wrote a film song, didn't they? It's a very, very famous film, actually, and it's probably one of the best Wings singles ever, in my opinion. Live and Let Die. And the B-side is I Lie Around. Live and Let Die was the first actual film, James Bond film, to feature Roger Moore, wasn't it? Like I say, lovely film. Great film. I mean, I like James Bond films anyway. I haven't seen the new one yet, but I probably will do at some point. And I Lie Around. And this was actually produced, Live and Let Die was produced by George Martin. Live and Let Die. Do, 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 do. I think everybody knows Live and Let Die, don't they? But like I say, as a Wings single, absolutely fantastic. Really, really fantastic song. Excuse me. But also, I think, one of the best James Bond theme tunes. That and A View to a Kill. And You Only Live Twice. This is another version of it. Exactly the same. Again, push out centre. It's in quite nice condition as well, actually, that one. Quite funny because some are credited to Wings and some are credited to Paul McCartney Wings, aren't they? That is just credited to Wings. And then we've got a solid centre version here. Nice condition. There's not actually as many as I thought on these, so hopefully it won't be too long a video. Probably be about 35-40 minutes still, but I'll just keep going and going and going. The catalogue number on Live and Let Die, by the way, was R5887. 5887. Very, very small on that for some reason. So the next one we have is Helen Wheels. Helen Wheels. Everybody knows just about the way she feels. Great song. Again, this was actually recorded in 1973, but I think it actually came out in the beginning of 1974. It is actually credited to Paul McCartney Wings this time. And the B-side is Country Dreamer. Now, in America, Band on the Run album, you actually got Helen Wheels at the end of that, didn't you? In the UK, we didn't. So this was like a standalone single. Very, very nice song. I think the video is him driving around in a convertible Rolls Royce, isn't it? But like I say, that is just Paul McCartney, Linda McCartney, and Denny Lane on that, playing all the instruments. Good song. Very, very good. Good. Love that. This is another version. It's exactly the same. So I won't bother. Although that has actually got better labels. I think it's actually better single. That's not. Labels are good though. If I remember rightly, that came out. I can't remember if it came out December of 1973 or January of 1974. And then obviously like the singles we got off Band on the Run actually came out in 1974. It's a bit strange, wasn't it? So this is Jet. Ooh, 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 Jet. Ooh, I made her one jet to always love me. Another classic song, good rocker, produced by Paul McCartney, credited to Paul McCartney and Wings. And on the back of this one, it's a classic, and I do mean classic, Let Me Roll It. The first time I ever heard Let Me Roll It, I actually thought it was the Plastic Ono Band. I actually thought it was John Lennon singing it because Paul McCartney sounds very much like John Lennon on that song. And the bass and the drums and the guitars are just like listening to like a virtually updated version of Cold Turkey. I want to tell you, I think it's true. That's Let Me Roll It, which was actually on Band on the Run as well, wasn't it? And then that's the A-side, Jet. Now, there is a copy of this that was on, I think it was on eBay a few years ago, where the labels are reversed. So that has the full Apple label, Let Me Roll It, and Jet has the half Apple label. Good pairing, eh? Great songs. Good single. Then we have Band on the Run. Again, credited to Paul McCartney and Wings. And on the B-side to this, we have Zoo Gang. So like I say, this was probably like mid-1974 by the time we got this as a single in the UK. Now, the strange thing about that is, although that is the title track into a Band on the Run, the album, you get a non-album B-side on this one called Zoo Gang. If you see, that does actually say 1974 on it. And if I remember rightly, Zoo Gang was the theme to a TV series that was a bit of a flop. And I think, if I remember rightly, it had John Mills or somebody in it. I think it never went for one series. So that's a bit of a cure. Good, brilliant song though, isn't it? Band on the Run. 3 or 4 songs, isn't it, all mixed into one. If we ever get out of here, gonna give it all away to registered charity. All I need is a pint today. If we ever get out of here, if we ever get out of here. Great song. Again, a hit in the UK. I'm not sure how big a hit it was in America. Didn't it get to number 1 in America? Can't remember now. Next up, we've got technically the last Apple single that Paul McCartney ever made, which is Junior's Farm. R5999. 1974. Credited to Paul McCartney and Wings. So you got Junior's Farm and then Sally G. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go down to Junior's Farm, we're over and home. Song. Sally G. Which is quite weird, really, if you think about it, because even like John Lennon and George Harrison and people like that, if they had like records out in 1975, would still be on Apple. But in the case of Paul McCartney, they weren't. Because Ringo didn't have any records out in 75, apart from his compilation album, Blast from Your Past, wasn't it, Ringo's? Which, again, that was on Apple, Dead Apple, wasn't it? So it's a bit strange, because now we're going to go into 1975, so you'd think it'd be an Apple record, wouldn't you, for Paul McCartney, but it's not. It's actually on Capitol. Yeah, this is where it gets confusing, isn't it, really? Think about it. But this is the UK Capitol, not the American Capitol. I think in America, didn't he sign to Columbia or something like that? I'm not sure. Well, that might have been after 75. I don't know. So yeah, we've got Listen to What the Man Said, and this time it's just credited to Wings. And on the B side, Loving Song, again just credited to Wings. And this is taken from the album Venus and Mars, which is actually a very Good album from Wings. Let's listen to what the man said, and then that's nothing song. It's even got that. If you don't know the album Venus and Mars, obviously Venus and Mars are planets, aren't they? But the actual cover is pool balls or snooker balls or whatever you want to call them. Pool, isn't it? Good album. Some really, really nice songs on it. Probably one of the best Wings albums. I'd say Band on the Run, Roses Speedway, and Venus and Mars are the best Wings albums. But that's just my opinion. So yeah, listen to what the man said. Again, a big hit around the world, wasn't it? Now we're getting into 1976. These are classed as MPL for some reason, although technically they would have been capital, I think, or EMI. So it's Silly Love Songs, backed with Cook of the House. Cook of the House is actually Linda McCartney's vocal on that, which is actually quite a good song. And this is from the album Wings at the Speed of Sound from 1976. So like I say, it does say catalogue number is R6014. Well, listen to what the man said was catalogue number was 6006. So they've still got parlophone catalogue numbers, haven't they? So yeah, if you look at that, Silly Love Songs, stereo, produced by Paul McCartney, made in Britain, and then you've got the MPL logo there. What does MPL stand for? You know, McCartney Productions Limited, which is still going to this day, isn't it? Again, big hit. That's either one of the songs that you actually love or you hate. I always find it is quite a nice song, but I wouldn't say it's one of my favourites. I want to see the world of Silly Love Songs. He actually re-recorded a version of that, didn't he, for Give My Regards to Broad Street. Next one is another Silly Love Songs, which is exactly the same as that one. Don't think there's anything different in it now, so I'll just, so that's another one. And then we've got Let 'Em In. You'll know that one, don't you? Someone's knocking at the door, somebody's ringing the bell. Do me a favour, open the door. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Catalogue number on this is R6015. Again, you've got the MPL production credits and everything. Not original centre. B-side of this is Beware My Love. Again, that is it is actually quite a nice song. Out of Silly Love Songs and Let 'Em In, I do prefer Let 'Em In, to be honest. Does reference Mike McCartney and John Lennon and people like that, doesn't it, in the lyrics to Let 'Em In? This is another copy, but this one's got the original centre. Not in quite as nice condition. B-side's okay then. I think that just means good clean. Yeah, it's Sister Susie, Brother John, Martin Luther, Phil and Don, the Everly Brothers. Uncle Ernie, Auntie Jane, Open the Door, Let 'Em In. Good song. Very, very simple song in a lot of ways. This next one is the single that my missus absolutely loves. She loves this song. She says to me the other week, she says, Dave, now if you could ever make a record of your own, I want you to do this song because I love it so much. Mull of Kintyre. She absolutely hates it, to be honest. She absolutely hates it. Catalogue number on this was R6018. And again, even though we're getting to like the mid-70s now, this is rare in a picture cover. Mull of Kintyre. Mull of Kintyre, while Miss Growling Ellen. See, I desire is always to be Mull of Kintyre. Now, in America, this was technically a double A side, wasn't it? But I think the hit for you was Girls' School. Girls School. I mean, it is a double A side in the UK. Like I say, the catalogue number is R6018. Again, you get the McCartney production of MPO Limited. Just credited to Wings. Now, who wrote Mull of Kintyre? Because it was Paul McCartney, but it was Paul McCartney and Denny Lane. I think it was only A side single that was ever credited to McCartney Lane, wasn't it? A couple of album tracks were, and then obviously Girls School is just McCartney, isn't it? Produced by Paul McCartney again. Not a lot to say really. In the UK, although my missus doesn't like this song, Mull of Kintyre, it actually took the most successful song up to Mull of Kintyre was, I think it was She Loves You, and then Mull of Kintyre took over in 1977. Most successful means, you know, the greatest, how many copies were sold, and this sold in its millions, to be honest. Like I say, in America, Girls' School was the hit for you, wasn't it? It's okay. It's what it is. It's another version of it, but without the cover. Also in 1975/76, Wings went on a worldwide tour, and they actually released a triple LP, so that's 3 LPs of a live album called Wings Over America. So one of the best songs Paul McCartney ever wrote, and it was on his first solo album, was Maybe I'm Amazed. So we got a single off the live album of Maybe I'm Amazed, and again, it is actually just credited to Wings. MPL Communications Inc. now on this. Catalogue number is R6017. I've just actually realised, although this has got the British catalogue number, it actually says made in West Germany. Never noticed that. See it just there, made in West Germany. And then on the B side, you got Solly. Again, made in West Germany. You might be able to see it better on that one. So, like I say, you know, anything that's slightly different. So that is West German. That's probably worth a little bit more than the UK copy. Still not worth a great deal, but it is a brilliant song, isn't it? Maybe I'm amazed at the way you treat me like you do. Boom, 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 boom. Great song. Yes, and I'm mixing the lyrics up so I can't get them for copyright. Right, 1978 now. UK copy. So it's R6019. And it's With a Little Luck. And on the B side is Backwards Traveller. Again, both written by Paul McCartney. This was from the album London Town, which was actually recorded all in the Virginia Islands or somewhere like that. So there you've got Tower Bridge. But The Little Luck was actually quite a hit in the UK. A Nick Uncut, it says on there, in the One Night Groove, which I don't know what that means. You used to get like Porcupine Cut, didn't you, and stuff like that. And Backwards Traveller, Golf Link. London Town, again, a very, very underrated album. Some good songs on it and some not so good songs on it, but it is you know, slightly one of the better Wings albums. Again, it was basically made by just Paul and Denny Lane. Now we're coming up to the end of Wings, aren't we? Old Siam Sir, from the album Back to the Egg, and Spin It On. Back to the Egg's a quite a good album. A bit weird in places, but so this is a UK copy. So it's R6026. Again, just credited to Wings, old sounds. Don't think it was a massive hit, to be honest, in the UK, was it? Which is a shame. It is a shame because, like I say, it is quite a good album. Then we've got Daytime, Nighttime Shuffling and Good Night Tonight. This is R6023, so this actually might have come out before that one. I don't know. No, it can't have done because what could have done? I don't know, because this is just on Parlophone. Technically, this was double A side because Good Night Tonight. Don't say it, don't say it, say anything. Don't say good night tonight. There's some of his songs it was one of the better ones that Paul McCartney actually wrote away from the Beatles. Daytime, Nighttime Shuffling, produced by Paul McCartney and Chris Thomas. Well, Chris Thomas actually produced the Sex Pistols and the Pretenders and stuff like that, didn't he? Although Good Night Tonight is just produced by Paul McCartney. And I've got this on 12-inch as well somewhere. And I know that did actually was classed as a hit in the UK. I don't know if you actually got that in America or not. I think you got Daytime, Nighttime Shuffling as the single, didn't you? I think that's another copy of it, exactly the same. So I won't bother getting it out for you. Again, just credited to Wings. I thought it was a Irish copy for a minute. Then you've got, see, this is one I can never work out whether I like or not. Wonderful Christmas Time. We will have a wonderful Christmas time. I mean, don't get me wrong, at Christmas I do like it. So it's R6029. So you're back to the Parlophone now, not Capital. It's okay as songs go. It's a nice Christmas song, isn't it? And on the B side, you add Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reggae, which is basically Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but in a reggae style. And although it's classed as, it's credited to Paul McCartney, so technically it's a Paul McCartney solo single, not Wings, but Wings played on it. And even if you see the video to Wonderful Christmas Time, it's Wings. So I can never really understand why it was released as Paul McCartney when it was really a Wings song. And technically that was the last Wings single. Excuse me one sec. And so now we've got Coming Up from the album McCartney 2. Coming up like a flower, coming up. Ooh. Good song. Again, produced by Paul McCartney. And on the B side, you've got Coming Up Live at Glasgow and Lunchbox Odd Socks. Now in America, you got the live version was the single, wasn't it? I'm sure it was the live version. Where in the UK, we got the studio version as the single and the live version on the B side. Because it's quite strange because that live version was actually recorded on Wings' last ever tour of the UK in 1979. And rumour has it, I don't know how true this is, that when John Lennon heard Coming Up, which would have been the live version, that's what made him want to get back into the recording studio. Don't know how true it is, because he always said, well, why Paul's not doing anything worthwhile, I haven't really got to go into the studio. He says, until he does something good, I'm not going to bother. So if that is the song that made John want to go back into the studio, then I'll give Paul McCartney a thumbs up to that. Good song. I mean, I do like it, and the video is hilarious because you look at it and you just think, well, it's Paul McCartney and a backup band, and then when you start to look at it, apart from Linda McCartney, everything else is everybody else is Paul McCartney. There's one that looks like you have to look twice because you think it's George Harrison. It does a Buddy Holly, does a Beatley Paul, you know. Ooh. It does a Ginger Baker like type bloke on the drums. he does Buddy Holly, and then the bloke on the keyboards, you'd actually think it was a bloke out Sparks. None of them Sparks. Yeah, so yeah, one of the better songs from Paul. Then we've got the follow-up single, which was also off McCartney 2, which is Waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stay to the lake. Bit of a ballady song. Nice though. It is a very, very nice song. And on the B side of that, you've got Check My Machine. 5 minutes 50. So like I say, this was actually a hit. Best as a hit in the UK. I think it got probably top 20, maybe top 10. And then that's the B side. R6037 is the UK catalogue number. Again, I think you could actually get that in a picture sleeve. Although I can't ever remember seeing one. Right, now on to Tug of War, 1982. Ebony and Ivory live together in perfect harmony. Again, this is a song I think the words are sincere, but I don't actually think as a song it's the best song that Paul McCartney's ever been involved with. To be, that's just my opinion. But again, it was a big hit around the world, and it did get to number one in the UK, I think. Produced by George Martin, from the album Tug of War, 1982. Catalogue number is R654. Paul McCartney with additional vocals by Stevie Wonder, courtesy of Motown Records Inc. And on the B side, it's Rain Clouds, McCartney Lane. So that's old Wings song, isn't it? Can't actually remember how that goes, Rain Clouds. I do know that after Back to the Egg, Paul McCartney got arrested, didn't he? And then he says he wanted to do a solo album, but he wasn't going to, split Wings up. So I think then when John Lennon died, the idea was to do recording sessions for a new Wings album, which turned out to be Tug of War. I think that's why that might be a McCartney Lane song. Then we've got Take It Away. Take it away, wanna hear you play till the lights go down, down, down. Take it away, want you to stay till there's no one else around. I know Denny Lane did actually play guitar on that. And then you got Bingo on drums, haven't you? And you'd got Eric Stewart from 10cc plays on it. And then again, it's produced by George Martin, who actually played electric piano on it as well, according to this. Stills from the video. The video to it is actually quite nice. Again, it's on Parlophone, so it's R6056. The B side is I'll Give You a Ring, produced by George Martin. Good song. Take it away, wanna hear you play till the lights go down, down, down. And the video to that is actually quite a good video. But that's another one that, it probably should have been a bigger hit than it was. There was also another single from Tug of War, actually called Tug of War, which is a really, really lovely song. And, that should have been a hit, and I don't even think it got into the UK top 20. But I could be wrong. I haven't got it on single. Well, I have, but it's not on this, somewhere up there, I think. So, yeah, nice. Again, even now getting into the 80s, it wasn't always guaranteed to get a picture sleeve when you went to your record shop and bought a record. And then we've got Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. The Girl Is Mine. Boom, 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 boom. The Top Gun girl is mine. Mine, mine. Oh, yes, she's mine. Mine, mine. So I mean, really, this is a Michael Jackson song, isn't it? Not really a Paul McCartney song, but you know, he sang with him on it, didn't he? Oh yes, she's mine, mine, mine. Not in very good condition. Not really worth a lot of money, is it? Probably a couple of quid. Taken from the Epic LP stroke cassette Thriller. So the catalogue number on that is EPCA 2729. Photographs by Linda McCartney, it says on the back. It's okay, isn't it? It's not the worst single Paul's ever been associated with, is it? We might see that one in a bit. And you've got Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson, Say, Say, Say. Now, this was a big hit all around the world, wasn't it? And I must admit, I do actually like this song. Again, produced by George Martin. This is the UK version on Parlophone, so it's R6062. Not many more to do. Bit dusty. I think I'm right in saying it's got to #1 in the UK. I think I'm right, but I'm not 100% sure. Say, say, say what you want, but don't play games with my affection. Take, take, take what you need. And on the B side, you've got Ode to a Koala Bear. Big hit all around the world. Like I say, I think it got to #1 in the UK, but I'm not 100% sure. So if you know it did, or you know it didn't, if you want to leave a comment, please feel free. Again, not as singles go, you know, upbeat one, wasn't it, from Paul McCartney? And the video to that is actually really, really good, isn't it? Now we've got Pipes of Peace. Play the Pipes of Peace. Can't remember if this got to #1 or not. I'm not sure. No, it was a big hit, wasn't it, around Christmas time in 1983. So obviously Pipes and Pieces from the album Pipes of Peace. Catalogue number is R6064. Pipes of Peace. And on the B side you've got So Bad. And the video to Pipes of Peace was really good, wasn't it? Because it was like set in the First World War, wasn't it, in the trenches? And it is based on a true event where over the Christmas time of, I don't know, 1914 or 1915 or whatever it was, the Germans and the English actually had a game of football, didn't they? Don't know who won, but that's a solid centre version of it. Unfortunately, without the picture sleeve. That's in nice condition, actually. Again, produced by George Martin. You know, so all in all, some of his singles on his own weren't that bad, were they? Some of them weren't that bad. I think this one is the one that, you know, the best song Paul McCartney ever released as a single. Not We All Stand Together. I can understand why I did it. R6086, and this was actually again produced by George Martin, 1984. Now I think this came around because he got the rights to Rupert the Bear, hadn't he? And he wanted to like do like a Walt Disney sort of like film of Rupert the Bear, and I think this was supposed to be like a tester. So like the video was actually Rupert, wasn't it? If you remember, which I've got no problems with that, because you know, when I was a kid, I used to like watching Rupert the Bear, but the actual song just doesn't really seem to work, does it? Bum 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 bum. This is actually on the Silver Parlophone label. Paul McCartney in the Frog Chorus. Then on the B side, you've got We All Stand Together humming version. Paul McCartney in the Finchy Fogettes. From the animated feature Rupert and the Frog Song. So there must have been like a little short film. I don't know. To be honest, I've never, apart from the video for the song, I've never seen the feature that it's supposedly from. So maybe the feature film is better than this. I'm not saying it's crap. Well, one way I am. But then again, sometimes when I listen to it or I hear it, I can't help but sing along to it. So it can't be that bad, can it? Otherwise, you wouldn't want to sing to it. You'd switch it off. This is it again on. This time it's on the black Parlophone label. My missus absolutely hates it. It's what he was doing at the time, wasn't it? I mean, in 1984, he was into his films, wasn't he? A bit like George. I mean, George did animated films, didn't he? Actually started his own production company. Which actually we watched one of their films. Is it Water with Billy Connolly and people in it? That was on TV in the UK yesterday. Then we've got No More Lonely Nights, which was another film song, wasn't it? Give my regards to Broad Street. Again, this was quite a big hit around the world. Catalogue number is R6080, again produced by George Martin. So that technically, you've got No More Lonely Nights ballad. I can't wait another day until I call you. Boom, boom. And then on the B side, you've got No More Lonely Nights play out version, which is like a disco-y version of it. I can't wait another day until I find you. Now, when the film came out, it was absolutely slated. That's the play out version, by the way. Because everybody says it was just like a load of videos stuck together. But if you actually take the time to actually watch it, there was actually quite a good story to it. And the soundtrack album to it was quite good as well. But, you know, it's, I don't know. Maybe if he'd had, I don't know, it's not as bad as what people made it out to be put like that. It was okay. Another film song now, Spires Like Us. Obviously, though, Paul McCartney wasn't in this, was he? He just did the song to it. So it's R6118, Spires Like Us, Paul McCartney. Produced by McCartney and Limone Pegum or somebody. And the B-side is My Carnival, which was actually old Paul McCartney Wing song from around 1975. Saying this was 1985. It was quite a catchy song, wasn't it? You know, Spires Like Us. Couple more, and then hopefully that will be it. So, if you're still with me, thank you very much for your patience. This is Paul McCartney Press, which actually is not a bad song. It was from an album called Press to Play, and this is from 1986. And on the B side, you've got It's Not True. Like I say, the single did actually chart. Well, I think it charted in the UK. And the album, I always thought the album was okay. Not the best album he's ever made, but by no means the worst album he's ever made. But because it was like a bit of a flop, he sort of like turned his back on Press to Play, the album. So it's very rare. I think he started doing a few of the songs now in his concerts, but it's like he tried to forget about it. But, you know, maybe it's one of them things where you're Paul McCartney and nobody dare say to you, well, don't you think you should re-record that song, or maybe don't put that song on that album and things like that. That's just my opinion. It's the album isn't as bad as what people made it out to be put like that. I've got it up there. I still listen to it. Okay, it's not one of my favourite Paul McCartney albums, I will admit that, but, you know, it is okay. And now we've got Once Upon a Long Ago. and this is a UK version, R617A. You even get a barcode on that. And on the B side, it's Back on My Feet, which is McCartney McManus, which is actually Elvis Costello, isn't it? Once Upon a Long Ago, mixed by George Martin. I didn't know that. It was actually from a compilation album. It was like a single released from a compilation album, although obviously this was the single for the album, put like that. And it was simply just called All the Best. And as compilation albums go, it was okay. But this single is actually fantastic. I think it is one of the better songs that Paul McCartney recorded in like later ones. Once upon a long ago, it's probably a lot better than the album it's from. Although that's no disrespect to All the Best, because it is a good compilation album. So yeah, Once Upon a Long Ago, one of the better Paul McCartney songs. And that is another version of it. And that is another version of it. And then we've got this one. It's called this one. And on the B side of that is The First Stone. I think this was. Is this from Flowers in the Dirt? I can't remember that. Yeah, just from Flowers in the Dirt. Which is a good album. It is one of his better albums. Produced and arranged by Paul McCartney in 1989. So this one's on the silver Parlophone label. And then on the B side, you've got The First Stone, which is McCartney Stewart. That's Eric Stewart out of 10cc. Quite funny because around the same time, George Harrison had a song out called This Is Love, something like that. Yeah, This Is Love. And the cover to that and the cover to this are very, very similar. And then this is the last one. Thinking this is going to be exactly. Well, no, this is on. It's the same song. Don't get me wrong, but it's on a different Parlophone label. Still the same catalogue number, R6223. It's on like a more modern sort of Parlophone label. And that's going to be it. So if you've sat and you've watched every single part of this, I know it's part 8, but technically it is like one great big video for all the songs that we've in, or the singles that are in this box here. All right, so that is that box done now. Some of you may be saying, thank God. I'm sorry it's took me so long. I've tried to go as quick as I can. Like I said, I was going to do it. I've still got a box up there, a box down there, some up there, a box there. But I don't think I'm going to bother doing them. Well, not for a while anyway. This has been quite long to do. So if you've stuck with me, thank you very much. Like I say, it's done now. So I hope it's been entertaining. I hope you've learned something. Like some of the labels are slightly different. We've found a few mispressings, haven't we, and things like that to it. Labels on the wrong sides of the records and things like that. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. It has been fun making it. Been a bit long, but it has been fun making it. So as always, love your records, cherish your records, clean your records, and above all, play your records. That's what they're there for. If you subscribe, thank you very much. If you're liking your videos, thank you very much. If anybody wants to leave comments, by the way, you can do it now. I do try to get back to them. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. It's probably going to be now till the weekend because I'm back at work tomorrow. So everybody that's liking my videos and everything, thank you very much. And that is me being sincere. This t-shirt, by the way, is what my sister bought me. for my birthday the other week. So thank you very much, Debbie. So yes, like I say, thanks for everybody that is supporting me and watching my videos. And now I'm going to say goodbye, because this has lasted nearly an hour, this video. So whatever you're doing, stay safe, and I will see you probably on a video, probably Sunday if I get a chance to do one. So whatever you're doing, please stay safe and look after one another. And thank you for watching this long video. Thank you, thank you, thank you.